Twice a week for nearly 30 years, this man sold the Brooklyn Bridge to people who didn't own it, from a man who never did. They paid him thousands. They believed they would own the most famous bridge in the world, and every single one of them was robbed. The history of money is the history of crime. Welcome to the vault. New York, the turn of the century. Every day, thousands of newcomers step off the boats, chasing one dream: to own a piece of America. They carry their savings sewn into their coats and no idea how the city works. To a certain kind of predator, that is not a crowd, that is a menu. His name was George C. Parker, charming, well-dressed, quick with a story, and he had found the perfect product, things that were never his to begin with. Parker understood something most crooks never do. People don't buy the bridge, they buy the feeling of being an insider, so that is what he sold them. He forged deeds, impressive documents, gold seals, official signatures, paperwork so convincing that his victims carried it home with pride. He would walk a mark down to the waterfront, gesture up at the Brooklyn Bridge, and explain the opportunity. The city, he said, was desperate to sell it off. Set up a toll booth, he told them. Charge every cart and every carriage that crosses. You will earn your money back in a single month. For some, the price was $50. For the right mark, $50,000. Parker read each victim like a ledger and charged exactly what their dream was worth. The handshake, the paperwork, the congratulations. And just like that, another man walked away certain that he owned the Brooklyn Bridge. The con worked so well it became a public nuisance. Officers were called to the bridge again and again to remove proud new owners trying to build their toll gates. The buyers would wave their deeds, furious, certain there had been some mistake. The only mistake was trusting the charming man who had already vanished with their savings. Parker did not sell the bridge once. He sold it again and again, by some accounts twice a week for years, the same bridge to a new fool every few days. And he did not stop at the bridge. He sold Grant's tomb, posing as the general's grandson. He sold the Statue of Liberty. He sold the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Landmarks he had exactly as much right to as you do. Why did it work? Because Parker never looked like a criminal. He looked exactly like the man who would be selling a bridge. Respectable, connected, a little bored by how much money he was making. This was the golden age of the confidence man. No photographs on file, no way to check a stranger's story. A good suit and a steady voice were all the proof anyone needed. But a man who sells the same bridge for 30 years leaves a very long trail. Parker was arrested and arrested again. Twice he talked his way back out. The third time, in 1928, there was no talking his way out. New York had a habitual offender law, and the sentence was automatic. For the first time, the charming man had nothing left to sell. The judge gave him life. He was sent to Sing Sing, and here the story turns strange, because in prison, Parker became a celebrity. Guards and inmates alike adored him, the man who sold New York one landmark at a time. He never showed a flicker of regret. To Parker, the marks were not victims, they were volunteers in his masterpiece. He died behind those walls, still entirely pleased with himself. But he left something behind. Every time someone says, "And if you believe that I have a bridge to sell you," they are quoting the ghost of George Parker. The tools got fancier, the pitch got slicker, but the con is the same one Parker ran on the waterfront 100 years ago. A new financial crime every day. This is The Vault. Subscribe and don't get sold.